Samuel Bolduc was named to the AHL's Atlantic Division's All-Star team. So let's talk about his season and where he is within the framework of the Islanders prospect pool. With 14 points in 24 games, Samuel Bolduc was named to the AHL's Atlantic Division's All-Star team. He's one of 5 players to get there and the only Bridgeport Sound Tiger, now Islander, to be named to the team. So let's talk about the year he had, give it a little bit more context than just like he's an all-star, and then where he fits within the depth chart of the Islanders system in terms of prospects. Well, first off, 14 points, 24 games was good enough for second on the team in terms of production. Through most of the year, he led the way. If not for Cole Barjo figuring it out at the end of the year when the Sound Tigers, started winning, Samuel Bolduc ends the year as the top producer for the Islanders, Bridgeport Sound Tigers, on the year. They're not a good team, but the fact that a rookie defenseman leads the way in terms of production says a lot. Now, we can talk about like the fact that he didn't score all those points in a flurry. In his first half of the season, 7 points. In the second half, 7 points. It was an even spread over the year, which shows that it wasn't just like a flash in the pan type of moment for him, that it all just kind of came together, kind of like Cole Barjo, at one point of the year. No, this was consistent throughout the year, and thus it's sustainable and even repeatable. If not, you can build upon that, because again, he's a rookie. But it also plays into the notion that he wasn't just out there in, cushy minutes. He wasn't getting sheltered. He was out there for top pair minutes, playing on the PK, playing on the power play, doing everything a top pair guy could do. And this was his first year as a pro. So just bring that into the greater context of things. It's like, yes, he was very productive, but he was doing so while doing a lot and doing it consistently, which was the one concern that Samuel Bolduc had hanging over his head. When he went pro, the one thing I've heard from coaches and scouts was that Samuel Bolduc needs to work on his consistency. It's the one thing he's got to work on. He's got everything else going for him. He just needs to dial it in every day. And he showed that this year with the Bridgeport Sound Tigers, now Islanders. Like that is a big step up for this kid, and that helps a lot and definitely shows that he's ready for the next step. So I talked about Samuel Bolduc and his season as a whole, but let's look outside of that for a second and talk about some of the players within his group, within his peer group. You got guys like Ville Heinola, Jamie Drysdale, and even Bodie Wild, right? 3 guys that are top-ish picks, right? Like Jamie Drysdale was the 6th overall pick in 2020, whereas Ville Heinola was the 20th overall pick in 2019, the same year that Bolduc was drafted. And then you got Bodie Wild, and I'm bringing him up for a specific reason here that I'll get to. Also a top-end pick in so much that he should have been a first-round pick, but was actually taken in the second round by the Islanders. And I bring up these guys because their stock in terms of pros and NHL viability is high. Jamie Drysdale already played at the NHL level this year, did well enough, but was more of an AHL player. And that's fine in and of itself. Ville Heinola also projected to be a good NHLer at some point. Samuel Bolduc had a better AHL season than both of those. He also had a better year than Bodie Wild, who's playing in the same system, and it was compared with the same glowing terms as Bolduc. If you'll remember, at the end of the 2021 training camp, Barry Trotz compared both Samuel Bolduc and Bodie Wild to be John Carlson types. Now, I've spoken to a coach who said that Samuel Bolduc would be more of a Hedman type, not to say that he will be Hedman, but he will be that type of player. Something that I tend to agree with more. I don't see Samuel Bolduc as a John Carlson type, more as a Hedman type. But either way, the same criteria, so the same glowing terms were used for Bodie Wild and Samuel Bolduc. But only Samuel Bolduc has the type of production that merits going to the next level, not Bodie Wild. It's not to say that Bodie Wild isn't any good, it's just to show that Samuel Bolduc is a step above already. And Samuel Bolduc is younger. So let's now talk about the Islanders' prospect pool and where Samuel Bolduc sits in that depth chart. At the start of the year, based off my rankings, he was ranked 14th. I had him 14th of all the prospects in the Islander system, aside from goalies because I don't rank them. He was ranked 14th. By the end of the year, he had moved up 8 spots to finish 6th, which is impressive. Very, very impressive for a player to jump that high in his first year of pro hockey. Now, there are some guys above him that I would still rank Samuel Bolduc above. Guys like Parker Wotherspoon and Mitchell Van de Sample. Both of them rank higher in terms of my rankings than Samuel Bolduc. But I know that Samuel Bolduc is not only higher than them in terms of the Islanders, specifically the Islanders depth chart, but I know that he is better than both of those players just from an eye test. So the fact that he's ranked 6th and higher, oh, look out. He's going to make a push for an NHL spot next year. Guaranteed. Does he get it? I don't know. But the fact that we're hesitant on that, or that I'm hesitant on that, speaks volumes about where Samuel Bolduc is in his development. Again, this was year 1. Thank you for listening. Hit the subscribe button. There's been more videos coming. Thank you, thank you, thank you.